and I'll reschedule them for a later time. The band for Wednesday also is not coming, so I mean you'll have all next week.
You're live right now.
Okay.
Right.
Hi. Good evening. This is On the Rocks. I'm Carol Neven.
And I'm
And
Mike. I'm
tonight,
leaving. I'm leaving because I was late with an emergency. You're on your own. See you later.
okay. Good evening. We have tonight Divided Truth. It's an amazing band. And then we also have Dead Original coming up next. Hi, Jerry. Are you there? Jerry's coming on with us. Give us a second.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome.
How are you, Jerry?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Good. Sorry about the technical difficulties here. We're live.
All right.
I
No worries.
don't see you. I hear you.
All right, hold on, man. I'm just going to turn my camera on. I don't know. What about now?
Okay. How are you?
Doing good. Yeah, I had to figure out how to turn my camera on at the bottom.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Thanks for coming on. I've been a fan of you guys for a while.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, let's talk about your band first and give us kind of a background. Who's in the band?
Okay, well, of course, you got me. My name's Jerry. I'm the lead vocalist, of course, and then got Chuck Hilliard, who's our lead guitarist, and Zach Hilliard, who's our bass player. It's actually Chuck's son is in the band, so that's pretty cool.
Okay.
And then
we lost you. Then you're back.
yeah.
Oh.
And then James Leopard, our drummer.
Okay.
So those guys have been together since 2006 as another band called Inner Demons, and then back in early 2018, I started jamming with Chuck and James just on some other stuff. And in 2019, we decided we were going to start Divided Truth at the beginning of it. And or actually towards the end of 2018. And then we just kind of wrote through everything for a while and started to try to do some shows towards the end of 2019. And then, of course, COVID hit,
Right.
so it drug everything down. But we've been around playing in the Jacksonville area and in the Florida area for forever, it seems like, in different other projects. We've always jammed together on shows with different acts that come through town and things like that. So we finally got together and put Divided Truth together, and it's been more fun than I can remember having in a long time.
Oh, well, that's great. Because I know you had one song on Spotify and then you just released a 4-song EP, correct?
That's correct. We did that right before we signed with Curtain Call Records. So our Curtain Call release is going to be, I believe it's June 6th. And we added 2 more songs to that EP. So we're actually going to re-release the 4 songs and then add
Perfect.
Another 2 tracks with an intro track underneath.
Oh, that's great. I love Sel Catero. She was on our show. She's amazing.
Great. Yeah, she's been amazing to us, and anything we do, she's always helping us promote it and push it. And but yeah, her, John, and Gigi have just been absolutely amazing. We couldn't have asked for a better family to be a part of.
Better team, right?
That's right.
Well, that's great. Okay, so let's talk about COVID and how this has affected your band.
Well, like I said in the beginning, we were just starting to get some good momentum going with playing shows, and then it shuts down, right? And so it's hard to have a band almost anyway with schedules. So everybody backed off for about a month. We just quit playing, and then we decided, we live in Florida, thank God, so that helps a bunch. And so we started getting back together and just kind of writing here and there. If we didn't feel good, or my wife's a nurse, so I pretty much stayed on top of getting tested. We all stayed tested, and fortunately been able to unscathed from it. So,
yeah, knock on wood.
but it put us back into writing mode because we didn't have the pressures of getting ready for shows. And so we were able just to steadily write. I mean, we're only releasing the 6 songs, but we got, about another 12, I think, off the top of my head, if I remember, that we were able to write. I mean, so we're pretty anxious to get back into the studio. We don't really want to rest on our laurels.
Right.
But yeah, it helped us with the writing. It gave us time to write. And so in that regard, COVID, I think, probably helped a lot of people in the rock world. You know what I mean? It's
oh yeah,
because there's so many good albums coming out. I mean, and I know with our label, especially with Curtain Call, there's a lot of good bands that came out with their own stuff, like real good songs, just not the generic kind of sounding cookie cutter song. People really wrote some really good stuff.
Now you guys are out of Jacksonville, Florida?
Yep. Been in Jacksonville, Florida my whole life.
Okay.
Been playing in the scene around here since the early 90s, since 1992, 93. Me and Chuck have. Like I said, we go back pretty far as what we know. But yeah, back when, like Limp Bizkit was still local, and, Damien, Starkey, and those guys, and Bobby, they were all still local guys, just playing around here. And so it's cool to still see some of those guys around, because they still got that camaraderie from back in those times. But yeah, Jacksonville's been really, really good to us. It's been a good home base, and there's a lot of talent here.
Yeah, Jacksonville seems to be, Florida in general seems to have a lot of good local bands.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and it seems like lately with like doing stuff like this with you, but we've been able to connect with other bands a lot easier than what we could even 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. So it definitely made our scene a lot smaller. So like Orlando, all the way up to Jacksonville to Tallahassee, to where that would used to be considered like a regional, but now it's really more local. And like we're all really, really close together. There's like the Fight a Tyrant in Tallahassee and Out of Darkness and Orlando. Those kind of guys we all played the shows together all around our area. So Florida's gotten smaller thanks to technology, and even everybody putting their heads together even more through COVID, trying to figure out better ways to promote things.
Exactly.
So
yeah, I mean, COVID, I think, has hurt a lot of bands in general. So it's good that you guys regrouped. You're writing a lot of music. How's the bars? Oh, are there all the bars open up down there?
Oh yeah, we're full capacity. Masks are optional. We had full capacity UFC fight here not that long ago, and so. And everybody's really, honestly, as far as the mask goes, I haven't seen it since I've been out. We played a couple shows. Some people wear their masks, some people don't, but nobody really gets on or criticizes the other person for doing it. Everybody's just kind of using the confidence effect. And, our governor here, Ron DeSantis, has been awesome. I'm not being political at all. I'm just saying you use that common sense of, way about it. And it's really seemed to be effective. We took care of the elderly here first, and everybody else, just, hey man, use your head, use some common sense. And everybody's been really cool to each other about it. So we're not scared of it.
Well, that's good. That's definitely good. What I was going to ask you is, with this new record, are you guys going to do cover art, or are you going to keep it just Divided Truth like it is right now?
Just our logo on it. We wanted it to, we thought about like titles, we thought about everything else, and we were just like, well, it's really just us, and there's so much truth in it. Like all the songs that we've written about are all real conversations or real things that happened to us. It's just not like a story I tried to come up with. It's actually real events. I was able to vent out. And so it's an extremely honest album for me personally. And I know a lot of artists say that to me, but I mean, it's like really, really true. I mean, I was able to get a lot of exercise, I guess, a lot of demons out in it. So I wanted it to be true, and I didn't want to name it anything else other than Divided Truth, because it's really a true testament of who we are as a band. We're all over the place on the album. There's a soft rock song, there's a metal song, there's a punk song, there's almost like a Southern Pantera metal kind of on it. It's all over the place. And so I think it shows our range a lot. And so I wanted it just to be a self-titled album. So that's what we went with. And so
Yeah, because I love your vibe. Because one of my favorite songs on there is Damage.
yeah, that was actually our first song that we wrote together as a band. Zach came in with the riffs. Zach and Chuck usually got a lot of good repertoire of riffs. He came in with that riff, and that song is actually about my brother, and he just went through a really hard time, and it's a song about brotherhood, lifting him up, just reminding him that you're of who you are. You don't have to share this burden, and don't take on unnecessary burdens. Just don't carry that because it's not yours. And that's what the song was a lot about. And there's that brotherhood of like iron sharpens iron. Those were kind of like a lot of the lyrics were inspired by that. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. And that's the one we did the video for here that we just released the video. And that was a lot of fun. Our guy Robert Wingham did a really good job of putting that together for us. So we're extremely pleased.
Yeah, that turned out great.
Yeah, thank you.
So what's going on with playing shows now for you guys?
So this Friday night we're actually playing our EP release party. So it's going to be like, we actually even had CDs made, which is weird, right? But everybody wanted them. So we went and had like 500 CDs made. So we're actually playing the CD release party this Friday night at Jackrabbits, and all our pre-sale tickets have sold out. I fully expect it to be a sold out show. We got a great support here. But yeah, that's the first one we have coming up. Convalescence is coming, and we're going to get on a show with them. There's a couple of festivals that we're looking at. There's even some other things that are brewing that we're under disclosure about. I can't talk about, but we're extremely excited about. So yeah, it's getting out there. Damage has done really well for us. A lot of people have heard it, and that old saying of you never know who's listening. If you would have told me last December that I would be talking to you and having this,
right?
That's pretty freaking cool, It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's anything like with this pandemic, I think it's brought out a lot of like, who would think virtual concerts, virtual meetings, yeah, it's really crazy. I'm here in Vegas, and we just started opening up at 100%. So concerts are in full blast mode.
Yeah, I was actually in Vegas when COVID hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
March 15th, around that time?
Yeah, exactly. That's me and my wife's anniversary, and we were there for our anniversary. And we thought we might have to drive home because everybody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've seen like the last Circus Soleil, show. It was the last one, and they're like, "Hey, y'all got to beat it. Y'all got to get out of here." So I was like, "All right." Yeah.
So you guys go right to the airport then, after you found that out, or?
No, we were able to, because we were leaving the very next morning, like early morning flight, and so we were able to get back to the hotel and make sure we had all our stuff. And yeah, we got out of there as quick as we could, because I mean, I like cross country trips. It's a lot of fun, so it wouldn't have been too bad, but I definitely wanted to get back home.
Yeah, it would have took you a few days to get back to Florida, for sure, if you would have drove.
Yeah, it's we got family in like Louisiana, so that's 12 hours from us. So.
Right, I've driven that. That's still a long 12 hours.
Oh man, especially on I-10, that's a boring road.
Oh, I know. I-10, I know it well.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit about. I know you said you're going to be playing out and you're trying to get on some festivals. Great. What, I know you can't tell me like the logistics or whatever, but have you guys so is this going to be the record release party? Are you playing there also?
The record release party we're going to be playing, yes, it'll be a live, sold out show, full capacity. It's at Jackrabbits, which is like a legendary club in Jacksonville.
Right. Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah. Rob French, the sound guy, he just knows it's such a safe venue. It's a home base for us. It's where we shot our video for Damage. Yeah, and Tim Hall and Rob are so accommodating to us, and there's like, whatever we need to do, you guys, this is your house. and we actually played a show prior to, they were like half capacity here. We played a show to them with them, and then we just gave all like our ticket money and all our proceeds back to them because they were struggling as a club. So we didn't, any money that we made, we just gave back to them. So like, here, man, just keep your doors open because we need you when this all clears out.
Yeah.
So
many clubs are trying to open back up, which is great, but a lot of clubs were lost during COVID.
Yeah, well, it makes this platform like what you're doing so important for bands like us, and for all these other clubs to get, so we can promote these shows for like all over the country, let everybody know we're opening back up, and bands are out here doing it, like Rockville's coming back to Florida, and that's going to be amazing. There's like 3 big festivals. There's Orlando, Rebel Rock, and Rockville, all back in Florida, 100% capacity, full blown, which is awesome. It's real.
So exciting. So is this going to be your first show as a band since pandemic?
No, we played Without a Dark. We played 2 shows since the pandemic. We played with that one show we did with, we gave all the proceeds back to Jackrabbits, and then we played with our label mates Out of Darkness at 1904, and for their debut for Jacksonville. So we played a show with them. So this will be our 3rd show back. This will be our first full blown capacity show back, and so we're real excited about it.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be really exciting for you guys. So tell me a little bit about your bandmates.
So, like I said, they've been playing together, all together since 2006. And Chuck and Zach, which is pretty cool. Zach's been playing with his dad in bands. He's just a phenomenal bass player. And he's been playing with his dad since he was 12 years old. Like, he would have to put the bass on the ground and tune it.
Wow.
Because he was so little. But I'm very fortunate as a singer to be a part of that and to walk into that situation, because they were already so tight and so gelled, and they just knew what each other was thinking. And
right.
Their older band, which was Inner Demons, I'm not sure if you ever heard of those guys or not, but that was
I have.
That was them. And so they were definitely a lot heavier, a lot more thrash than what we were doing. They really were big Slayer fans, so that's kind of where they went. But then when I joined the band, they were just kind of looking to go in a different direction. And their singer at the time moved away. So they had me come on, and it's just been fun. It's just been fun. And that was the biggest thing about it. And I'm like, look, 2 things have to happen. 1, Zach has to be in the band. That's a great bass player. And 2, it's just got to be fun. If it's not fun, then I don't want to be a part of it. And they make it, and we do a lot of just cracking on each other and making fun of each other. But we never put each other down. It's a lot of fun, so, but they're really, really good guys. They've been, Chuck's been playing a long time. I mean, they're all veteran to our scene down here in Jacksonville. They're veteran guys, and everybody knows them. And so it makes for good shows because they're so chill. They just know what each other's thinking. Like I said, know where they're going to be on stage. I'm the one bumping into them, So it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun to be with those guys.
So Jerry, what do you do besides music?
I'm actually I'm in fire protection. I've been doing fire equipment for 20 years, and that's what I do for a living. But outside of that, man, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, and I got great kids, and I hang out with my dogs, and I got a goat. that
you have a goat?
I do. He thinks he's a
That's
dog.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's your goat's name?
Poncho.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's very cool. I've never met anybody that owns a goat.
Yeah, he's just like a little dwarf goat, and I walk him on a leash, and he's just cool. He's just real
super cool.
My wife won't let me bring him in the house, but what do you do?
That's total rock and roll, man. Having a goat, I got to tell you.
I didn't get him on purpose. Somebody just gave him to me, so I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take it."
Wow. So how about your other bandmates? What did they do besides music?
I know James is in finance. I think he's like expense report kind of auditor guy.
Okay.
And then Chuck and Zach, they're both in like project management for like construction for like rental houses and property rentals and things like that. And Chuck supervises like 2,200 homes here in Jacksonville, and so they stay really, really busy all the time. So it's definitely a big outlet when we are able to get together and build it out. And
Yeah,
so,
that's great. Let's talk, Jerry, about your influences. So,
okay,
what about vocally? What are your influences there?
Chad Gray, right out of the gate. I've been a big fan of Chad Gray, Elias Serrano from Non-Point. And matter of fact, those guys basically got me back into music, about 12 years ago. I went and seen them live here at a small club in Jacksonville, and they were just awesome and blew me away on stage and made me really rethink about playing music. And then, I grew up on Metallica, of course, and Testament was a big one. Chuck Billy was a massive, massive influence, especially like the Practice What You Preach album and those guys in those days. And I'm this old thrash guy. I mean, that's what I am. And I get a lot of comparisons to, some Hetfield stuff. And, I like Corey Taylor a lot. Aaron Lewis, I'm a big fan of Aaron Lewis. So I was able to learn, play acoustic. He had inspired me to do like a lot of acoustic shows. I was doing that solely when I was in between bands, and you really get a lot more vocal control. And so I think Aaron and Corey Taylor definitely influenced me as far as that goes, and learning how to get a lot more voice control. So yeah, those are I'm just a thrash guy. That's what I love. So
That's great. Let's talk about like what was your first concert that you ever attended?
Charlie Daniels. Charlie Daniels here. That my mom big into music. Like she brought me up on Seeger, Molly Hatchet, of course, from Jacksonville. She knew those guys, was real good friends with them. And when I was like 13 years old, Banner Thomas, the bass player, actually taught me how to play bass at my mom's pawn shop that she worked at. So I would go there as a kid, and he would teach me how to play. But yeah, Charlie Daniels at Metropolitan Park. It was a free concert. We all went there, and it was cool. And I was hooked. I think I knew I wanted to be a rock star, though. Kind of like you got that illusions of grandeur. Though whenever I went and seen, who it was the Motley Crue during the Girls tour, and I'm 15 years old. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's what I want to do. So I definitely took the long way to get to the path of being on stages.
Well, I'm sure you're not the only one that grew up with the crew and said, "Yeah, I want to do that,"
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
MTV ruined a lot of people.
yeah, I can attest to that, I'm sure. Okay, so we've talked about your like first concert. What about your first record you ever owned?
my first rock, rock. What now?
Like your first record that you ever bought?
Kiss Destroyer, when I was in kindergarten. It came out. I was such a big Kiss fan. They remember that movie they had when we was going to the carnival.
Yeah.
I remember I'll never forget it. I was in kindergarten, and my mom let me watch that, and I was just blown away. I was just like, oh my God, what is this? And mom went and got me the album and like wrote to them, and they sent me some like belt buckle. I'll never forget it. It was like a Kiss belt buckle I wore, and it was cool. But yeah, that was the first album, and then I was hooked. And then my mom got me all of the solo albums, with I had Beth on it and all that
Oh,
kind of.
yeah.
So
That's
those
funny that you, yeah, it's funny you bring up that movie because it was so cool back then. And then they had Ace, like when he flew up in
yeah,
the air and stuff. Oh my gosh. Those,
if you watch it now, you're like, oh man,
you're like,
really.
did I actually watch this, kind of thing? Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But oh, I lost you. There you go. You're
No,
back.
my battery was trying to get on me. So
Oh, sorry.
you're good.
Okay. So, what do you like to do for fun? I know Jacksonville is a great area.
Jacksonville is it's surrounded by water, just the state of Florida in general. Me and my wife, like every time we can, we got a boat, we get out on the boat, and we got Great Lakes, the St. Johns River, oceans here. My son actually lives down in Key West, so we go down there. We try to get down there as much as possible and spearfish and that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, pretty much everything you think of a redneck Florida man, that's what I love to do.
Key West is beautiful. I've been down there. The key lime pie is the best.
It is. It is. They got this place in Marathon that gives a key lime. They're called key lime coladas. So it's like a pina colada, but it's key lime.
Wow.
But yeah,
that sounds so good.
Yeah, he's in the service. So he lives down there on the base. So we go down there and we shoot. I mean, we went about 8 times last year. So it's a lot of fun.
Wow.
But it's about 8 hours away though, still.
Yeah, it's still, that's a drive. I did that drive too. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, you play guitar, you're a vocalist. What other instruments do you play?
I started out as a bass player, and with the first band I was ever in, I started out playing bass, and I was a big Cliff Burton guy. I mean, so I learned like all the Kill 'Em All. At 15 years old, I could play like all of the Kill 'Em All album, Master Puppets when it came out. And so the band that I was in, that's all we played was Metallica, and everything else was stupid in our mind. Because we were only playing Metallica.
Right.
And so, but I'm a play bass for a very long time. But you know, I learned piano, guitar, and sing. That's just what I do. I can't play drums worth anything. I can't if I only can do like my hands, then I'm good. But if I start trying to coordinate my feet, I'm out of gas. I can't do it. I'll leave that to James. He's real good at it.
So James is a drummer.
Yep.
That's great. That's awesome. Let's talk a little bit about more of your EP, because I was listening to it all day today.
Nice.
What about the song "Wannabe"?
"Wannabe" is that's that southern thrash kind of metal song that I was talking about, and that's actually a true story, a true event that's happened. I got into I went to a bar with me and my wife, and I was working in the yard all day, and I was walking looking like a straight geek, you know, like a fishing shirt, and my hat was all like it is now, just looking stupid. And a couple biker guys were just randomly kind of came up on me, and it turned into a big fight. And so I wrote about it. that's what happened. The guy really did pull the knife, and he really did regret it at the end of the day.
Oh, so, wow. Yeah, because it was a really cool song. I'm like, wow, I wonder if this really happened.
Yeah, for sure. It for sure happened, you know, and it's hard to talk about because you don't ever want to sound like you're bragging like you're a badass, but it really wasn't.
Yeah.
It was
no worries.
I was trying to just survive at it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And I was in my flip flops, and that's what my wife always says. She goes, "I can't believe you fought 3 bikers and you didn't lose 1 flip flop."
That's awesome.
It was cool. Maybe not.
Yeah, because I know there's an actual ballad too, "Pain" on there, which I liked.
Yeah, that was one that me and Chuck wrote. Now it's a result of the pandemic because we wasn't getting together as a full band a lot, and but me and Chuck were still getting together. And I was like, "Hey man," he sent me the riff, the strumming chord, and I was like, "All right." And I was messed with it, and I was like, "Let's do it like this," and structured it. And I had lyrics for it, and it's a song, man, that's for my kids. You know, like a lot of dads and everything do, and all parents do. You go through a divorce, and the kids are kind of one that pays the price for it, and you know, it's like a looking back, kind of hindsight, kind of a song. You know, kind of some things you would have done different, and so that's what I wrote about. Like I said, it was a very honest song, very kind of emotional song. And,
it was, yeah.
And
definitely a deep tune.
Yeah. And Chuck, man, his guitar playing on it was like the solos that it just was able to cut right through. And Stan Martell, where we recorded it at, he was just able to capture it really, really well, and gave me a lot of time vocally for it and pushed me on it a lot. And yeah, I'm real proud of it. It's something different. You know, a lot of guys don't come out on their kind of their debut album with a ballad, but like I said, I was just being honest. I wanted to be honest with this whole thing and show everybody who we really were, not just as musicians, but more as people, and just let everybody kind of in, and or whoever was interested in being in. And so that's what we did.
Yeah, it's great. I love the guitars in that on that song, for sure.
Yeah, he did really good. That's one thing I like about Chuck in the way he's playing is because he's a really good guitar player. He's a shredder. He's already done the whole Alex Skolnick, Kurt Hammett thing, and he just like, I just want to play to the songs. I want the solos to reflect the songs. And so he started with those kind of solos, and he was just honest with his playing, and that's what I told him. I don't want to be purpose built. I don't want to write a purpose built album. I want it to be whatever happens, whatever comes out in rehearsal and during writing. That's what I want on the album,
Right.
And because I think people can just tell when something is just BS. You know what I mean?
Oh,
especially
yeah.
these days, and people
They can
want something.
totally see through it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they want real stuff. I know I do, and so that's
Oh,
I can
yeah.
tell something's manufactured, and purpose built. That's what I call them.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so you have more songs coming out. Now, did you say it's going to be full 12 songs on this next record?
We have another 12 out there. It's so hard to try to figure out how you want to release things now because everybody's so fast. You know what I mean? And you write it. We initially were going to put out a full album, but I think we're just going to keep doing like 4 and 5 songs at a time and releasing them.
Okay.
And so that everybody they could pay attention to all the songs, because you don't really want to have like a B-side kind of a song, and you want to make sure that every song gets their due diligence. And that's what I think that's the plan we're going to go with in the future. So I know we're going to go in with our next 2 songs and go record them and just keep doing it, try to get in at least once every couple of months and just keep recording songs. So we're just keep releasing it. Everybody's so fast. We live in an ADHD world, which suits me fine because I have that real bad. So, but I think
we all do.
Yeah. It's just, but unfortunately the other part of it is, there's so much promotion and so much time that goes into each album, so we're still trying to figure it out. It seems like it changes. I was just on a call with John, right about 7:30 tonight. We were just talking about like the Spotify world and how everybody's trying to get on all these playlists, and you almost have to have content so much just keep up with algorithms, and you're just like, man, I remember when I was just recording stuff on a tape recorder.
Right. I mean, I think social media is so important, and you guys are definitely on social media.
Oh yeah.
Staying on there. Are you guys on TikTok at all?
We're not on TikTok, unfortunately. We haven't done that yet. Now we're done the Instagram, Twitch, Twitch, and Facebook, of course. And and there's something new that's come out around up here. I don't know if you ever heard of the Relevant app. It's kind of like a Twitch. It just seems to be like a little less.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's a little less glitchy. Like a lot of the media guys are using them here, and they really encouraged me to get on that. So we did a thing with Tom McManus, who has his own show here in town. He was a Jacksonville Jaguar linebacker, and he's doing a lot of more promotions and things like that. And he was telling me we should get on there. It's just another platform. It's like, it's just so hard to keep up with everything, And so we almost had to assign social medias to each other. It's like, all right, you got this one and this one.
And you're not alone. Most bands do that. They'll have like the drummer or something on Twitter, the lead singer on Instagram. I mean, you really got to stay on top of it to stay relevant.
Right. Yeah. And that goes back to releasing songs. I mean, if you release 12 songs, as soon as you release those songs, 2 days later, the songs they're already old news. You know what I mean? Like all 12 of them, so it's so hard to try to find that balance, Unfortunately for us, Curtain Call has really pushed Damage really, really hard, and for us. So it's finding new markets and it's finding new ears. It kills me whenever somebody from Australia hits me up and they're like, "Hey, man, I love your song." And my son he's in the National Guard, and he did some training with somebody in Australia, and they heard of our song, and I was like, "Are you serious?" And we're getting all this stuff from all over the world. So they've done a really good job of promoting it. So it stays new. But when you're here, Damage is already a year old to our fans here in town. They're like, "Hey, man, that's cool. You released it. When's the next one?" And I'm like, "Well, we're still pushing this one, man." So
well, COVID slowed down, a few things, but yeah, I mean, it's great that you're still, pumping the social media. Let's talk about your cover, your actual logo. I love it. So who did that?
This guy's name is Ralph. He's Chuck's tattoo artist, actually, and he did that for Chuck. And yeah, he completely drew it. We were just like, "Are you serious?" And then he gave it to us and just for free, like, "Hey, man, just put it on your stuff." So we've been blasting it all over everything. And then John from Curtain Call actually did the font for Divided Truth and placed it. And so it's really, it's one of those things that a lot of people like it, but people that don't like it, they really don't.
Well, I think it's very eye-catching, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems like it stands out on flyers and on everything, so we try to attach it to everything that I can. I don't think even on my profile pictures on all my social medias, it's basically the logo, so
Right.
it catches it. I think things like that don't get enough importance anymore. I'm not sure that a lot of bands put a lot of emphasis on their logo, like kind of an icon, kind of a logo. We knew it's Divided Truth, but then we made an icon at DT. Non-points got their frog, that travel frog thing. Some bands have that, but I think it's just the iconic logos that I think that really, really help market, and they grab something. It's just some other things that make you stand apart. And the fact that a friend of ours did it, it keeps it with the rest of the album, just genuine, like it's real. So we're very proud of it.
Yeah, that's a great logo. So do you guys have merch and everything, t-shirts with it on and everything?
We do. We got I got bottle koozies, shirts, and send me your address, and then I'll make sure that Chuck sends you a package.
Oh, okay, very cool, awesome.
Yep. Yeah, just send me that and all your sizes. We get hats, shirts, stickers.
Wow.
Yeah, and keychains, buttons. We got all kinds of stuff.
Right. So if our listeners out there want to pick up some merch, they go to your website, right? Your official website?
Yeah, we don't have an online store up as of right now. I know Chuck's still working on that, but yes, they can go to our website and message any of us on social media, and Chuck will mail it out to them. So if they want anything, shirts to tell us your size, hats, koozies, like I said, stickers, whatever, even like hard copy CDs and pictures and everything else, we got it all.
That's great. Yeah. Having an online store, I'm sure, is one of your goals.
Yeah, directly, immediate, because like you said, you're getting stuff from in the UK, people are asking for things, and it's definitely be a lot easier for them to order it. I think it's kind of cool that Chuck will personally kind of ship it out, for everybody, but
right.
like I said, it's an ADHD world and everybody wants it right now.
Right. Well,
and a lot of people don't want to have interaction.
Yeah, and I think once you're at the shows with your merch tables and stuff, that stuff's going to go real quick.
Yeah, it's just a cool shirt. It's just that red logo sticks out, and
yeah,
it's really, really cool when you see it, especially when you're up on stage. Definitely, if I can give a message out to any fans, if that's your band, you're going to go see, man, wear that shirt, because nothing makes you more proud than seeing your shirts out there. It's so cool. It's very, very cool, and plus it helps me get to the next stop. But it's
that tattoo good. Artist, man, really captured the band's vibe. I think
so too. I think it's kind of there's some old school vibe to it. You know what I mean? It's got that old tattoo kind of a biker kind of a vibe to it, and which fits Chuck really well, because that's what he is. He's an old school biker guy. So yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what are your future plans for this band?
Like I said, we're going to keep writing, but we want to get out. We want to go and play as many festivals as we can. I think get more involved in more of the digital streaming, and I don't really want to see that go away. I think it became such an important platform. But I think that's what we want to do. We want to get out in front of people, and like get out there and see you guys one day in Vegas. You know what I mean? That's what we want to do.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely should be a goal for you guys, is definitely getting out here, because all the places are open.
Yeah, no, we can't wait. I mean, I know me and Tara are coming back out regardless. So.
Oh, good. Definitely DM me when you guys come out.
No, I will for sure. I will for sure. Yeah, like I said, we had a great time. But yeah, that's our plans. We just want to keep writing, and we want to keep getting out in front of people. And like I said, I know we're doing. We're going to get up in the Carolinas. There's a festival up there we want to try to get to, and I think there's some things happening up in like Ohio and Indiana. I think we want to try to get up in that area as well. And so we're ready to go. I mean, we set ourselves up all through COVID to be ready for the calls and to be ready to go. And
oh yeah, definitely. Because I'm sure once you guys hit the road, man, you're going to be on the road.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, I know we still got everything we have to keep up with. It's hard in music right now because there's not a ton of money in it. And then, but we're definitely want to get out and go and do those. Like I said, the festivals are what we're really trying to get into a lot, and then try to hit some clubs on the way there and on the way back, to try to help for everything. But yeah, for sure. I mean, getting out in front of people is what it's all about. It's that live energy. That's why I do it. I love to hear their songs back or something better.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because you want that vibe, you want to feel that crowd.
It's what inspires you. It's what inspires you to keep doing it. So like everybody's got the ego, right? I mean, so you want the validation. Like, yeah, man, what you're doing works. Doing this with you is it makes me feel good. It just lets me know that, hey, man, Damage is a good song and it grabbed your attention.
Oh yeah,
out, man. And
yeah,
so
definitely.
It's validation, and it's inspiring to us to write more good stuff, and get out there.
Yeah, because I think the fans need to see you out there live.
Yeah. Everybody from the, from all the way back into the 80s till now, they all say you got to get in front of people. Streaming is cool. The one thing I figured out is that you can do a streaming thing and your 1,500 people are going to watch it, at any given time.
Exactly.
And that's pretty cool, but there's nothing like being on the stage and feeling that vibe and that energy and that wave of energy that hits you in the chest when you're up there, and it's very, very cool.
And feeding off the people and yeah,
shoot, and it carries you for days. It's hard to go back to work when you got that.
I'm sure it is. But so all you guys are going to be hitting the road soon, which is great. We've got the 4-song EP out now, but we have another album to look forward to.
Yep. So like I said, you got the 4 songs, and on the next album, like the official curtain call release, it'll be those. But then you got another 2 songs, which is 4 Years and Struggles. And they're definitely a little bit more thrashy, kind of a punk song. 4 Years is, and then Struggles is a little bit longer. It's not really more of a mainstream kind of a song, but we're real proud of both of them. Like there's stuff that they've written. Some of it's stuff they written before I got there, and I just had to attach the lyrics to them in a melody, and that's
great.
Yeah, it's really good. And but again, it's just all based on life experiences or things that I like, and so that's why I thought those 2 would fit in this album. So
yeah, I'm just going to turn my camera off for just a second, if you don't mind.
No.
Okay. Hello?
I'm here.
Hey, Paul, what's up? I can't send you a Zoom link because I'm live on the show right now. So you can just go to zoom.com and you're going to attend a meeting. You're going to put the code in, and then it's going to ask you for the password, and the password is rock in capital letters.
Oh, so just copy that number you gave me. That's
Right.
the
Yeah.
meeting ID.
Yes.
Just Zoom.com.
Yes.
Do I need to be logged into Zoom to use the app?
No.
Okay, I'll try that too.
Yeah, because you're attending a meeting.
Okay, I'll try it. All right. Cool.
Okay, so do that now, Paulie, okay?
Yeah, I'm trying. All right, bye.
Okay, bye. Sorry about that.
No worries.
It was the band that's coming on.
Oh, okay, awesome.
You know how Zoom is.
Oh
So
yeah.
you're trying to explain it to them.
Oh man.
So,
Zoom,
but
Teams,
yeah,
all of it.
yeah. I mean, this is like the Zoom stuff is all new to a lot of people. They're not used to social media and the virtual world. You know,
It's
it's
very
kind of
cool.
crazy.
It's very,
Yeah.
very cool. This takes place of the phone calls, and you actually get face to face interaction, and you actually get to put a face to who you're talking to. I dig
Oh
it out a
yeah.
lot.
Exactly. Hey, what if we usually ask a question at the end. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll get this right and Mike won't yell at me later. But
Okay.
okay. If you could have a dream collaboration with someone here or gone, who would it be?
Hey.
Hey,
Hey,
Polly,
what's
I'll be
going on?
right with you.
All right, cool.
Hang tight.
All right.
So, what do you think, Jerry? What would be your dream collaboration?
God, man, I think that's a tough one. I think I'd love to
It's
play
hard
with.
for a lot of people.
Well, I think Cliff Burton, for one, he's definitely a big inspiration. Is the way that he wrote, and the way he was able to put the music together in those early days for them. So I'd like to do something with him. And then, like Chris Cornell from Soundgarden, he's an extremely talented guy, and just the way that even when he redid songs, he definitely had a way of putting his own spin on it, his own vocal style.
Right.
I would definitely love to do something with him. And of course, Chad Gray, just because of the energy. I think that, if I ever got to do something with him, it would definitely be a high energy. It would definitely be something that would wow a lot of people. So he's just a great performer anyway. And he's definitely, I heard what he did when he produced like one of Non-Point's old albums.
Right.
He just has a great ear. What he did with Hell Yeah. I
love
met him
that
a few
band.
times with those guys. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My old band was able to play a few shows with them when they came through here. And so I got to meet them all, and just all extremely, extremely good guys. And Chad, I think Chad would be a really good one if I had to pick one off the top of my head.
Oh yeah.
I think he definitely captures a good vibe.
Jerry, it was great talking to you. I want to thank you for coming on. Thank you for standing by, and
Of course.
And I'd love to have you back on for a follow up once you guys hit the road.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, I really appreciate your time and you doing this for us and for everybody else that you put on your platform is very, very cool.
Oh, that's awesome. So why don't you tell the viewers exactly where they can get a hold of you? Spotify?
Yep,
Instagram?
we got Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, of course. We got our YouTube channel, but you can go at Divided Truth Official. We'll take you to all of it. So just go to @dividedtruthofficial.com and it'll take you anywhere you want to go. And
well, that's great.
And
thank you so much. Good luck to you on the road.
Okay.
And
we'll
keep listening to Divided Truth on Spotify.
That's right. PM me your address and I'll make sure Chuck sends you guys something.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have a great evening.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Our next guest is Polly Waukee from Dead Original. Are you there, Polly?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
How's it going?
I
Good,
feel
I'm
like
just driving.
I feel like I haven't seen you in like 20 years.
Probably haven't.
Well, great. Thanks for coming on. I know it's You know, we've had to reschedule a few things to get you to come on. I know you're super, super busy. But for our viewers out there who don't know, why don't you tell us a little bit about your band?
Well, we're a fairly new band. This is something I've been working on for years because I've mostly played drums for people, you know. And this band is called Dead Original. I started it the name because I thought it'd be funny to put an end to the word dead in bands' names, and we're adding to the problem. Straight to the point. It's like kind of grunge inspired.
You're breaking up.
Be a little bit more different because the first album I wrote it all, but now I got a solid lineup. We've been playing shows. We toured with Candlebox before COVID happened. We've opened for Seether, Jonathan Davis, 10 years, and we're totally independent. I tried a couple management companies, didn't really work out because what's happening in the industries are saying, you know, your music's too old school. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever, man. But, you know, what's happening from playing the shows, we're really making fans. It's really cool. It's really grassroots, but I think in 5 years from now, this will be something big, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the music is definitely getting back to rock and roll. It's definitely making a comeback on all platforms, which is pretty amazing for your band because I mean, I listened to your new record today and it's awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
Very cool. I know, Paulie, that you have a really extensive background. Before we start getting into your band, um, let's go back a little bit further because I know you know I'm going to bring this up. You've got Bedlam. That was your first band.
Yeah.
Okay. I was there for all that excitement. And
Yeah, that was fun.
and you guys have toured. You have an album out, correct?
Yeah. It's called Back to Bedlam. It's on hiatus. So the singer of Bedlam's he's teamed up with me. He's playing bass.
Okay.
In Dead Original, we're actually writing album 2 right now. But we actually just got word from our guitarist in Bedlam that he's trying to come back. You know, it's some people, life gets in the way sometimes. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's awesome. So anyway, that's great because I'm happy about that. I loved Bedlam. I just love that band. So let's talk a little bit about Paulie about your days in Rock of Ages, because this was one thing that I definitely wanted to bring up to you. Tell us a little bit about your experience on that tour. I know you were in New York City for a while.
I did. Actually, the first couple contracts was a cruise ship. Was hired by the producers. They needed somebody that was, didn't really have at the time of my life, I was like, I can just do whatever the hell I wanted. So I went on a boat for 6 months. It's pretty crazy, to be honest with you. And it was a good experience. Like, it's the same show, 2 shows a night. For 6 months. It's pretty wild. I don't talk about it, but
Oh, I had to bring it up because I just thought it was an interesting story and how you got there, with that whole situation.
I got it from I played drums for Kill Hannah. We toured with the Smashing Pumpkins, and I met guitarists from that tour that I stay in touch with, and he's doing Rock of Ages out in LA now. So
okay.
It's this, the story's true about like who you know in the business, and I'm not saying that because like I feel like I've done anything big in my life. I actually wish I guarantee you if I would have moved to LA like 20 years ago, I don't know, well, I'd either be dead from drugs or I'd be like John 5, just working for really big guys under the radar,
You're funny. But yeah, I mean, you've got a great thing going with Dead Original. I mean, this is a great band. You guys have toured. Um, how has the pandemic affected? I know it's affected your band.
Yeah. For me, it's given me, because I've been playing professionally for over 15 years now. Like, this is the time for me. It was really cool to kind of reflect on life, even though I know it's like been scary times, but I, I had a break from playing shows and to think about shit. And it gave me time to really study audio production a little bit more. So I'm really excited because, you know, I produced that first album with that original, but when I did it, I was like kind of like a chicken with his head cut off. Now, because of the COVID downtime, I've had over a year and a half to really, it's kind of like I went to audio engineering school, you know? So I'm really excited. Um, yeah. So.
Well, I got to tell you, the sound on this record is really great. I mean, the engineering, everything. I really enjoyed listening to it. Like one of my
Thanks.
favorite songs is Bored Again.
Yeah. Cool.
Tell me tell me a little bit about that song.
Okay, so you know, the whole album is kind of centered around lyrically about like overcoming obstacles, dealing with depression. Like, you know, I come from a family that, you know, growing up was a little tough. Like my mother and father, they loved me, but you know, like my older brother, he deals with mental illness, and you know, the whole album centered around that. You know, just mental illness and overcoming things. Bored Again is about dealing with depression. You know, even if you have a lot of great things going good for you, sometimes there's just some kind of demon inside of you that, I don't know, it just kind of messes you up. You know, that's kind of what the whole album's about.
Yeah, I mean, I really
So
enjoyed it. Now, have you guys been? I know you guys have been playing shows.
yeah, yeah, we've been putting on a Nirvana tribute show with Nirvana tribute Smells Like Nirvana, and we'll just open up the shows. And for us, it's better than not playing shows. It's been really, really cool. The crowds have been really cool. Yeah, it's been great. It's almost
So,
like we're back on tour with Candlebox.
so when have you guys been playing through pandemic?
Pretty much, yeah. Been doing like a couple, 2 or 3 weekends a month. It's
So you
weekend
got
stuff, you know.
Yeah, so
Can't,
you guys are
can't.
playing the states that are open then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Very cool.
We're actually going to Alaska in September. We're
Oh,
excited about
wow.
that. Yeah, it should be
That's
cool.
great. Are you guys playing like 4 different like areas in Alaska then while you're there?
Yeah, Anchorage, and then like a couple hours north of Anchorage, and then like Fairbanks.
Okay. That should be a great. Have you ever been there, Paulie?
Yeah, this will be our 4th time coming back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, get the
Well,
name out there.
that's yeah, that's for sure. Okay, so what's
Vegas is
the
hard. Vegas is hard to get into. Maybe you can help us get there.
Well,
You
we
know?
can always talk about that at a later time, but yeah, I can give you some info. We can try to get something going for you out here.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
But yeah, so let's talk about your upcoming tours here and what you have going on besides Alaska. Like,
Well,
you guys are Arizona, right?
Chicago.
Okay. No, I'm saying you're playing Arizona though. Don't you have some Arizona gigs coming up?
Uh, those got pushed back, and eventually now they're just like being totally rerouted. Right now we have
Okay.
like, I think what you saw was the Spokane and Boise shows. Is what you saw
Okay. Yeah.
probably.
So what are your future shows then going on right now?
Well, we got a hold in Detroit. We got a hold in Boston and New York. Right now, announced Spokane, Washington, Boise, Idaho, Salt Lake City in September, Kansas, Wichita, Oklahoma City. And those are some big clubs. It's like 1,800 seater in Wichita.
Wow.
The Diamond Ballroom in Oklahoma City is going to be cool. Just, we're just trying to go where we can go. I know we're talking to some promoters in Texas, so
Yeah.
just
I mean,
it's not a matter of
play where
if, it's a matter of when.
yeah. Yeah, play where you can, get you guys' name out there. Are you guys are doing solo like shows. You're not like on a bill with anybody like you do with Candlebox, right? I hate the phones. I couldn't hear you, Paulie. Repeat what you said.
We fit in with any other bands.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
A lot of bands use backing tracks and stuff. Candlebox is the real deal, in my opinion. They play their instruments,
Well, yeah. So do you guys. You guys can blow it up anywhere you play.
Thanks. Trying.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. So you've got this new record out. Are you going to be recording any future albums or anything?
Yeah. So our plans are. We just got a new drummer. Our drummer Sean McCall moved to L.A. or California because of COVID and stuff. The family lost their house. Well, I shouldn't even talk about that. Let's just say he moved to LA.
Okay, he moved to LA.
Music, right? So we got a new drummer, so we're working him in, and then as soon as he's ready, we're gonna start doing, some Facebook Live, release a couple singles. We're gonna keep doing albums because I come from that. I'm 35 years old, so I come from that growing up, like go buy a CD, listen to an album, you know what I mean? Like that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I know everyone's saying release singles, but we'll release singles that relate to an album. This is kind of what we're gonna do.
Yeah, a lot of bands have been doing that all the way through pandemic. They're just giving you a teaser by just releasing maybe one song, and then they'll do it like every 6 to 8 weeks. They'll release new material.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we're gonna do for at least for this year, and then hopefully album one. Most of those riffs were just over the years. So me, when I was doing like drumming gigs, like I was record stuff on my cell phone, like anything would pop in my head, like. The guitar solo for Restrain was actually written while I was just chilling, like just waiting. So, I don't even remember where, but sometimes
I love that song.
Pop in my head. I'll just, I'll just whisper it into my iPhone when I got it,
Yeah, I love Restrain. That's another great tune.
Thanks. It's crazy how like a small idea and it's good can turn into something, like it's literally like these little 5-second melodies that I'll just archive and save for the future,
Oh yeah, so, definitely. Cool. Well, I'm sure you stay creative 24/7. You're one of those guys that just can't stop working.
Yeah, it's all I do. I'm freelancing now at a studio in Aurora, Illinois, and I'm teaching lessons like 4 days a week. I just do it because it's fun. Like I make a living from music from playing shows, not from anything else. Like the lessons, right. I do it because the kids are cool. They're kids. It's like
and you can remember when you were that age, Paulie, when you first picked up those drumsticks.
Oh, I remember it all the time. Whenever a kid walks in a room and I ask them a question, I'm like, man, I wish somebody told me that. You know what I
mean? Right. All those years of you hitting those drums, hitting those sticks on something. I remember that.
Yeah. What, the
Those were,
Brassels?
yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, I wish I could go back. It was really fun.
I know, right? But okay, so you have touring plans. What's okay? I know you just rattled off like a bunch of shows. Um, so tell the viewers like where they can go to your website to get all the current information as far as your tours.
Yeah, just go to deadoriginal.com, TEAD original.com. And we're, we're a new band. We're trying to push it strong. We're just, we have this saying, it's kind of corny, but it's really working. Like at the shows, we'll be like, "Make America Grunge Again," and people like scream. So we're selling these shirts that say "Make America Grunge Again."
That's great. I love
And
that saying.
that's kind of like our philosophy. Like we just go on stage, we just play our instruments. We don't have any tracks. We don't sound that polished. It's kind of like, the old school way of playing rock. It's should be a little bit sloppy.
Yeah, it's like those old
It's
days,
not
Paulie.
Vince. It's not Vince. It's not that. It's not like that Vince Neil video where he's saying like the wrong lyrics and stuff. But
Right. That's awesome. Polly, what is your like who do you like look up to in the business?
well, I feel like,
Breaking up there. Oh, we might have lost him.
but then I enjoy bands like Tool. The epic.
Okay.
I'm patient. I can listen to complex music and appreciate that. I like everything. Motown. I love Yar. I love all
Right.
kinds of music. Jazz. The older I get, the more I appreciate Miles Davis.
Right?
I'm kind of all over the map. To me, what I think makes a song is really good drums that complement the message of the music. I think that's what's kind of missing in today's music. A lot of drums are programmed, like the band. You know what? I shouldn't talk. I shouldn't be in private conversation. But a lot of good the art of having really good drums on records these days is dying, in my opinion. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. And I'm sticking to it.
Okay, Polly, real quick before I let you go, what was your first concert that you went to?
Whew, that's a tough one. Definitely like a big concert right now, like a local show.
No, we're talking like a big concert.
It was Kiss. It was Kiss at the Allstate. Now it's called the Tweeter Center, I think. It's Kiss.
Yeah, Kiss.
And Megadeth was supporting them, which I thought was weird, but it was really cool. I was like, holy shit, I got to do that,
So that was a big influence for you. How about your first record you ever bought, Paulie?
First one that I ever bought with my own money that I worked hard for was Liquid Tension Experiment with Mike Portnoy and drums and John Petrucci on guitar from Dream Guinness. I'm doing a Zoom interview. Yeah. So.
Okay, so I'll ask you the final question, Paulie, and then I'm gonna let you go. If you could do a dream collaboration of anybody, here or gone, who would it be?
Yeah. Well, I'd have to do an EP with Dave Grohl in tribute to Kurt Cobain. There'd be some cover songs or some originals with Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic. And because I'm a huge Nirvana fan, I would like to do a tribute EP or LP with Dave Grohl. It'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Well, thanks so much, Paulie. Sorry for the delay.
No worries.
And we'll keep in touch because I want to get you back on the show too.
All right, sounds good. And hopefully we'll play a show down there and get the whole
Yeah, in
band.
Vegas. Yeah, we'll keep in touch. I'll give you some info.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, have a great one.
You too. Later.
Wow, that was Paulie Wadkey from the Dead Original. That guy is so multi-talented. It was great talking to him. He's super busy, so I'm glad he took time out of his busy schedule just to chat with us for a little bit about what's going on with his band and getting back on the road. Their album is out. It's on Spotify. Definitely check it out. It's definitely worth the listen. I know you guys will definitely love it. I wanted to kind of, at the end of the show here, I kind of wanted to tell you about a few festivals that have come to light in the past week or so. I have one here in particular. It's a Vegas show. It's called Psycho Las Vegas. And this is going to be August 20th through the 22nd, 2021, which is coming up sometime this summer here. The headliner is going to be Danzig, Emperor and Down. And it's a bunch of great bands. Cannibal Corpse. You're going to have the Flaming Lips, just to name a few. Obituary. This is going to be 2 days of great music. So if you're in the Vegas area or you're going to come down for a vacay at that time, definitely check it out. It's going to be at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. This is a great venue to see live shows. So definitely don't miss this one. It's going to be a great one. I want to thank our two bands for coming on tonight, Divided Truth and Paul Wadkey from Dead Original. I'm sure we'll have both of them on for a follow-up interview. This is On the Rocks. I'm Carol Neven. Have a great one.